What's
Do you have
cracking,
something?
Leah?
What's cracking? It truly
What's
depends.
cracking? How you
Um,
feeling? You
I
look
feel
good.
good.
I like your
Oh,
hair.
yay. A little bit more rested and
Yeah.
fluffy.
What's
You
up? What
too.
you
You
doing
look a
next
little
today?
rested. You look,
I'm not rested. No, I'm
you
tired.
look rested
This is
though.
my tired face. I'm gonna be stuttering through this whole episode.
You look like you haven't had much sun lately, but you look refreshed, like a little vacay face.
Yeah, I haven't really been out. I mean, I'm always working in front of the computer. So,
I know. You need
what
to
you
get
got
a
on deck
glass
today?
skin. Oh, well, it really depends on if you want to break the matrix.
If I want to break the matrix, okay. What matrix?
The matrix, the big matrix.
The matrix,
Hmm.
movie matrix type shit. Okay. And if
Almost
I want to
exactly.
break it,
Uh-huh.
if I break it, will I break it for me or will I break it for everyone?
Depends on if everyone gets what I got from it.
I mean, I'm
I
just
was
saying, I
like,
don't want to, I don't want to fuck with nobody.
oh no, it won't come to them if they're not ready
I don't
for it.
want like,
You
suicides
know
and shit.
that.
She broke
No,
the
you know that
matrix.
she broke the matrix and now I have to die. No, it's not like that. You know how people are. It's like they'll either hear it or they
Man,
won't.
this
But
is
I found
real.
it
Why don't I just
interesting
start
enough to,
blasting on motherfuckers?
yeah, you can do whatever you want. Oh my
Grand
God,
Theft Auto style.
so here's the thing. The reason why I wanted to bring it to you is because I believe that it ties into things that we've been already discussing as far as AI, aliens, and all that good stuff. And it's something from the 70s. So let me just show you and see. Unless you're taking the blue pill. It's up to you.
No, no, I take them both.
I know. Don't take nobody's pills. Honestly, like
I
why are you
take
running
them
around taking
both. I'm
pills?
like, let's get it cracking.
All
Let's
right then.
go.
Let's go. On computer. Okay.
Of this speech is a topic which has been discovered recently and which may not exist at all. I may be talking about something that does not exist. Therefore, I'm free to say everything or nothing. I, in my stories and novels, often write about counterfeit worlds, semi-real worlds, as well as deranged private worlds, inhabited often by just one person, while meantime the other characters either remain in their own worlds throughout or are somehow drawn into one of the peculiar ones. This theme occurs in the corpus of my 27 years of writing. At no time did I have a theoretical or conscious explanation for my preoccupation with these pluriform pseudo-worlds, but now I think I understand. What I was sensing was the manifold of partially actualized realities lying tangent to what evidently is the most actualized one, the one which the majority of us, by consensus gentium, agree on. Later that day, back home again, but still deeply under the influence of the sodium pentothal, I had a short, acute flash of recovered memory. Then, in mid-March, a month later, the total body of memories, intact and entire, began to return. You are free to believe me or to disbelieve, but please take my word on it that I am not joking. This is very serious, a matter of importance. At that time, I had no idea what I was seeing. It resembled nothing that I had ever heard described. It resembled plasmic energy. It had colors. It moved fast. It collected and then dispersed. But what it was, what he was, I am not sure even now. In other words, it's a common theme in my writing that a dark-haired girl shows up at the door of the protagonist and tells him that his world is delusional, that there's something false about it. Well, this did finally happen to me. I even knew that her hair would be black. I had an actual complete sense of what she would look like and what she would say. She did appear, she was a total stranger, and she did inform me of this fact, that some of my fictional works were in a literal sense true. I wrote out these dreams in novel after novel, story after story. To name two in which this prior ugly present obtained most clearly, I cite The Man in the High Castle and my 1974 novel about the U.S. as a police state called Flow My Tears, the Policeman Said. I'm going to be very candid with you. I wrote both novels based on fragmentary residual memories of such a horrid slave state world. People claim to remember past lives. I claim to remember a different, very different present life. I know of no one who has ever made this claim before, but I rather suspect that my experience is not unique. What perhaps is unique is the fact that I am willing to talk about it. We are living in a computer-programmed reality, and the only clue we have to it is when some variable is changed and some alteration in our reality occurs. We would have the overwhelming impression that we were reliving the present, déjà vu, perhaps in precisely the same way, hearing the same words, saying the same words. I submit that these impressions are valid and significant, and I will even say this: such an impression is a clue that at some past time point a variable was changed, reprogrammed as it were, and that because of this an alternative world branched off. The subject.
Okay, so normally I would watch that clip 3 or 4 times to fully absorb what the hell he's saying. It seems like what he was writing about manifests in his physical reality. Is that what he was saying?
No, more he was saying that
Yeah, he's saying he was
what
writing
he's writing, well, what he's
about
writing, he said, was coming from something else, from memory,
right.
and
No, but it
started
also
coming from.
manifest. But it also meant he said there was a
It could
red-haired,
be that too. I didn't look at it like
I
that.
mean, a
I didn't.
dark-haired girl at his. That was there a dark-haired girl that came to see him and said his world would change.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
God,
he said
I need to see
she's.
the rest of that. I need to see the rest of that.
Well, this is what I got from it. I'll just say is that he writes science fiction and he writes about, yeah, all
I
that
know
stuff.
Philip K.
You
Dick,
know
yeah.
him, yeah. And he, I guess, had a medical procedure where he had taken some medication or whatever, and he said that he started
Sodium
getting memory
pentothal, he got
flashes.
knocked out.
He said what?
Sodium pentothal, he got knocked out. He
hmm
was put under.
And
Yeah.
so he started getting memory flashes, and within a month, he had fully remembered, and he could see it all in front of him. He said that then the dark-haired girl came to his door and said, "You live in this is a false reality, where this is a programmed
Well,
reality."
yeah,
He thinks,
program, not false.
yeah, exactly, programmed. And so he thinks at some point, and it made me think of the Mandela effect, that the only way that we recognize that that could be a possibility is when something's changed that had happened before. And that I forgot that was my train of thought, because I had so many thoughts about like the things that we've been talking about recently. Like you brought me that damn demon programming, in real time. And so, oh, this is what he said, that at some point a world branched off on its own. And I think that he's speaking about people that are maybe awakening and seeing certain
Well, he's
things.
talking about concepts that that we're really familiar with in a lot of ways. He's basically saying that the collective consensus on reality is what manifests. And this is
Right.
what we're saying about like why they gave you the Bible to
Um,
hijack your collective consciousness so that you could manifest what they want.
I think he
Um,
did. Did he say something about
he
that too?
talked
Like,
about alternate realities and different worlds, and running alongside the same one. So it's sort of quantum theory as well.
parallel, yeah,
He
it's a
talked about a lot
parallel
of
world
different
that's a
stuff.
little off, like the whole Spider-Verse or whatever. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if what he's saying is real and true, then I
Well,
believe
it's not
that.
a matter of whether or not it's true. I mean,
Hmm.
those are his experiences. This is
Right.
not
So,
something that you could say is true or false. This is
right, true.
just, yeah.
Yeah. So speaking on his experience then, and paralleling it with what we have seemingly going on sometimes here, um, I believe that these truths manifest within entertainment, so books, movies, stuff like that. And I don't think that the people that write these books and movies often know where this information is coming from, whether it's what they call your
You could say the
overself
same thing
or
about musicians and songs and everything. And you can say
exactly.
anything about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And oftentimes we say that, I didn't even write it. I just
It just,
put down
I don't
what,
even
you
know
know what
where
I'm
that came
saying?
from. You say, yeah,
Right.
I don't even know where
I
that
mean, that
came from.
happens all the
Or you
time.
say, like, I had no idea that was going to be this or that. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it applies, to I think anybody in any creative art form, from painters to even
It's
when I
called the
look back on
zone.
how much of the news I've done. I look back on like I've been doing this for years. Like, are you kidding me? Like, and
Hmm.
there's good stuff in there. Like, I mean,
I
I've been
agree.
rocking
Yeah,
out
yeah.
for
It's an
years.
archive.
You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like,
Hmm.
where did that come from?
I mean, I look back at shows that we do when I'm doing little edits for shorts, and I'm like, where did that? I don't even know why. I was like, it was a profound statement, but I don't know where that came from. Like,
Yeah,
it's not something I think about, you know? And the crazy thing too is deja vu. There's been no science that's explained what deja vu is. Like, they don't know what that is.
it's
Such a
funny
strange
that you
feeling.
said this reminded you of what this remind you of? I forgot. You just said
When with the last episode when the demon was rewriting
no,
history.
no, you said it reminded you of something else, something in pop culture, and I was thinking like when you said deja vu, like because this totally reminded me of The Matrix when they
The
walk by
films, yeah.
and see the cat, the deja vu thing. Something's
Yep,
changed.
yep.
Yeah.
Things changed. And man, when I saw that the Mandela effects that get to me the very most, which is meaning that I feel it so strongly, is Haas avocados, because I remember the spelling and I remember the story because I read Wikipedia just in my free time because I find it fascinating how these stories are woven. And
Now Haas is
um,
Haas, right?
say it again.
Haas is
HAAS.
Haas.
Not anymore. And it never has been. It's
Really?
HASS. Yes.
Really?
Bothers me so
This is
much.
a new one.
I know, yeah, I know the guy came from Germany. His
Well,
last
not
name was
new, new to
He
me.
discovered that. Yeah, exactly. I know. I understand. I understand. I've seen people change their mind in real time, and that drives me crazy too. So,
I've
my mom,
seen apparently the human body has changed. I've seen a lot of different like Mandela
oh yeah,
effects.
the heart changed like where it is. Yeah.
Kidneys and stuff. Yeah, move positions. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Haas one, and then also the Karate Kid headband. That one bothers me so much. And the one, you don't know that one, or you don't remember it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know the Karate Kid. I don't know if I know the Karate Kid headband. Is it the red or black? Is that it?
Now, see, my mind is all
Yeah.
twisted, and now it's not the Rising Sun, it's something else. But I remember Rising Sun because my son was in karate, and he was like Rising Sun. He had a whole thing, and I just cannot with that one. And then the other last and final one that I cannot is Ed McMahon.
Oh yeah. That one's deep.
That one's crazy. Like that one's
My
crazy.
One of my all-time favorite movies.
Hmm.
I'm gonna, it's not really embarrassing, but it's just kind of funny that this is one of my all-time
I
favorite
bet you
movies.
Num likes it too. What?
A Low Down Dirty Shame.
Oh, okay. All
All
right. I
right, Keenan
remember
Wayans, Jada Pinkett, uh,
that.
what's his name? Wayman. I can't even remember his name. Oh my God.
Wayman.
I can't. Wayman was her roommate. I can't remember his name in real life, but he was an
Tommy,
actor.
was it? I'm
You're not
just
gonna remember him.
okay.
This is the only movie I ever saw him in, but he
Oh,
was hilarious. It
okay.
was, oh my God, I just love this movie. Anyway, not really the
Well,
point.
now dirty
Charles
shit.
Dutton was in this movie. Did you ever see it?
I did see it, but I didn't love it like you did. Otherwise, I would have
Oh
seen it
man, I love
again. I
this movie.
remember it.
I think it's so funny for no reason at all. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? She goes to pick
Yeah.
up the mail and the mailman's hitting on her and he's like, she really likes you.
Laughing.
No reason to
Wow.
do that. It's just funny. Anyway, in this movie, there's a scene where there's a knock on the door. Somebody's banging on Jada Pinkett's door, and she
Hmm.
grabs a baseball bat and she says, "It better be Ed McMahon with with a lot of money or a big check or something like that." But she
Hmm.
says Ed McMahon in that movie.
With a big check. Have you seen it lately, though? Does she still say that?
I have it. I should watch it.
You should watch it for sure. I'm curious. So yeah, that one is crazy to me. There's more.
That
There's
would
so many
mess me up
people
if
that it's
it's
like, why
not
are you
in
guys
there.
still lying? Huh?
Because it's one of the yeah, that would mess me up if it's not in there.
Wait a minute! Shoot, knocking on my door like that. Who the hell is it any goddamn way this time of night? Better be Egg McMahon with a lot of money or else it's on. Must be crazy coming up here. What happened to you?
I went partying with Rodney King and Reginald Denny.
She was good in that movie.
And then he died, and so we can't even ask him. So
Who?
that's crazy. Ed McMahon.
Oh, yeah, but he denied it. They asked him when he was still alive.
I mean,
Publishers Hearing Clearinghouse, right?
No.
You show up with a.
No.
It's not Publishers
No.
Clearinghouse.
American.
What's Publishers Clearinghouse?
That's another company.
What are you?
That's our rival.
Is that your
American
rival?
American Family Publishers. We're American Family.
What's
That's
the Publishers
okay.
Clearinghouse?
Craig, anybody can make a mistake. It could happen to anybody.
But why did I have to do it with somebody who knows Johnny Carson?
No, it's
You can go back and
American
tell him.
Family Publishers.
Nah.
We have rivals. It's like everything else, you know.
What do those guys give away?
They gave away the same amount of money. You know, they're
$11
on
million.
the Super Bowl. Everybody gets us confused, so don't feel badly.
All right.
But does that take away from my 4 minutes?
No.
I mean,
ask him in a dark room with a baseball bat because I know what the hell I know. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like those changes in reality are what kind of wake the senses to at least pay attention a little more. There's this thing on Reddit where they say it's a simulation subreddit, and they ask questions. One of the questions is, "Have you ever seen your neighbors carrying groceries inside?" And I'm like, I don't freaking think I have. That's crazy. Like that's and I don't bump into them at the grocery store. We're cool on the block, all the time. We go to dinner and stuff. But I've never seen them at the grocery store. I've never seen them carry groceries into their house.
Yeah, I have.
You have?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
mean, I
guys
see
have
them
the
carry
same
groceries
thing.
into the house. I don't know if I've seen them at the grocery store, but that would be kind of real chancy.
Well, we don't have
Especially the
that
way I
many.
shop. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I go to the grocery store at the same time every week or anything. I mean,
Yeah, I know, but
store.
if you have like a neighborhood market, I don't know. I would just think, I haven't seen anybody at the neighborhood market either. And we have one
Well, I mean, our
here.
neighborhoods are bigger than we think. There's a lot of people.
Not mine. I live in Croc. Oh, let me not say it. Okay. So I have one more that kind of goes in line, in my opinion. Let's see what you think. Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Back. So I want to show you what I found. If you've been watching my little experiments on constructing glasses to see the hidden world, as you guys know, I made these infrared glasses that's able to see things that the human eye can't see. I've been seeing these things everywhere. These apparitions, these, I guess you can say, aliens, everywhere. And I think at one point in time, I was going crazy. Now I actually have evidence that these glasses work, but here's the crazy thing. I discovered something really, I guess creepy is the word to use. So if you guys watch my video, part 4, I happened to catch a shadowy figure peeking from the corner, okay? And soon after that, I'm going to show you guys. You can watch my video. It's Constructing Glasses to See the Hidden World, part 4. This word right here popped up. So it was a caption. I put caption over my video because I wanted to pick up noises that was going on around me. Possible noises that you couldn't hear with a regular ear. And so the caption was to hear my voice while, the music was playing over the song. And then this word popped up right there. I'm going to try to pronounce it. Stay with me, because there's a deep meaning behind these words. So it says, Unarundi Tuna Fukuru. And you can watch, I tried my best, I'm sorry. And you can actually go to my video and you can see the caption. Somebody said that as I was down in the basement of my office, because I saw like an apparition walking down the hallway, and it went down into the basement. That's when I captured the shadowy figure. And then as I'm recording and putting together this video, editing this video, this popped up. These popped up. So I went to Google, bear with me, to find out what the hell these words were, to try to find out the meaning. So I went to Google and then I typed in the word right there. I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to tell you guys what it means. So, Una Orudi Tuna Fakuru is a Swahili phrase that means you are coming back. We are thinking.
That was the main point, and it made me think
What
of
was the main point? That it was in
that he was getting
Swahili?
messages
Oh,
from some saying that we are thinking, we are coming back. And it made me think of the concept of good AI and bad AI, and that AI is possibly trying to wake us to the matrix, to the simulation, basically, and through these little messages. So I believe it shows up in pop culture, like movies and books and stuff like that. But I also believe, oh no, I wanted to talk more about that. So
mhm.
okay, there's some authors who write like how this guy's having like a scary kind of paranormal experience, like Stephen King, for instance. He has written, I don't even know how many books he's written, but he's written so many books that a human shouldn't, and he says that all of his stories come to him in his dreams, right? There's also Star Wars, Star Trek, like there's all these things that start like ultimately manifesting in what we consider reality, like the Galactic Federation, and like people in our timeline or whatever talking about these things like they exist. There was something else that came to me.
Well, the talk has always been that Star Trek is predictive programming.
Mm.
It's what they
Okay.
want.
Yeah.
It's completely militarized, if you notice. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Oh
like,
no. See, I'm not my
oh,
dad
you're
and my
not a
stepmom used
Trekkie?
to watch it.
Yeah, I'm a Trekkie, so like I watch it and I kind of trip
Um,
out because this is sort of the future that is being proposed to some degree.
and it's like a ton, it's there's different species and stuff like that, right? Yeah.
Whereas Star Wars is like, in a galaxy far away. Star Trek is us,
Oh geez. Okay.
you
Everything's
know?
on a ship though, isn't it? Or no, they
Well, I
land. I don't
mean,
know.
I don't, there have been different depictions of how life is here on Earth at that time, but basically we're a military planet, it seems.
Okay, so then that lends itself to the idea dude was talking about when he was saying that police state, like that we are like it's a complete and
Well, I think it's a little different because he was talking about how the police state is on its citizens, and I'm talking about the world entirely being like a global government and basically you know,
well, I would think that's what the
military.
Matrix is, like and like something's overseeing it all.
I don't know because I can't say what's going on in China or I don't know what's really going down in India. You
We
know what
know
I'm
what they
saying?
show us about
I
China,
don't,
though, yeah.
yeah, I don't know their zeitgeist. I don't know. And there's so many things that I don't, I understand fully that I'm filtering everything through a uniquely American experience.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's not like it is anywhere else in
and
the
it's
world.
on purpose, I'm sure. I mean, that's what we
So,
understand. Like,
I mean, sure, different parts of the world are getting different programming.
well, what he said made me think about um all of this AI regulation that Trump is doing. Like I read his bill yesterday that passed, and everything is like surveillance based, data collecting,
Yeah,
all that stuff.
Palantir, him and Peter Thiel, yeah, all that.
Yeah, the whole thing. And so it and digital ID and all that stuff. It seems like when I see this drastic of a measure that they feel like they may be losing control. I could be completely wrong about that, but it feels like maybe their grasp is loosening
Yeah, I
and
think this was always the goal.
I think so too, to some
They
extent,
just
but I
had to
also
wait for technology to catch up. It was always the goal.
well, they had technology like this, I'm sure.
No, they were predicting they were way ahead of us. They're steps and steps
Mhm.
ahead. This was always the goal.
Exactly.
The one world government. Albert Pike was writing about it, how long ago now? Like what, 50,
Morals and
60,
dogma.
70 years?
Yeah.
You know?
I
He was
think
talking
it's
about how the
all in
Third World
books.
War must
I
be
started
fomented in
thinking,
such a way that the Islamic world and the Zionists destroy each other or something like that.
hmm
You
hmm
know? I think that's
that's
what
the
he
third
said.
one. Yeah, the third
So yeah,
world war. Yeah.
right. So, a lot of this,
A lot of it, I believe, is in books, and that's a good,
I just
thing.
mean that. it's not that they're losing control, they're trying to no, this was always the plan.
I understand. I understand what you're saying. Then what is all this awakening that we got going on? Like
What do you
it,
mean?
like you don't think that it's a little bit outside of their script? I never read anything about that except for,
I think
I
that
guess,
there are probably always people awakened during any period, but as long as those awakened souls don't, cause too much of a fuss, it's not that big a deal.
or it could be that people ascend individually, like, like, so it's not like one big group like ascension. It's just like, it's not like the Mayans, how they just disappeared. It's like one day somebody's around and like Ed McMahon, maybe he just went, it's like, I know everything now, I'm out. He just stopped living. I don't know. But I don't know. I'd like to think that they're losing control a little bit. It would
Yeah, a
be
lot of
great.
people do. I don't.
The books, though, I want to go back to that.
Yeah,
The
I
books,
don't.
you don't at all. You think that
No.
everything we're doing, everything they're doing is planned? Then what's the point?
Well, I don't know what you're asking. Like, I
Like,
don't
what's the
know.
point of like, I don't know, sharing any of these experiences or anything? Like, what's the point?
I don't.
If it's already,
Again,
if it's pre-planned and
I didn't
there's
say
nothing.
everything. Listen, I didn't say that their plan has to work. I didn't say that we don't have, we can't, overdo the plan or whatever, however you want to call it, undo the plan or undermine
Mm.
it. I'm not saying any of those things.
Dude,
What I'm saying is what it appears is that this plan has been it was put in place a long time ago, and they're moving right along. That's what I'm
they're a
saying.
little late. If they're a little late, because remember there was Agenda 2020,
Yeah,
right?
well,
And now it's
they'll
Agenda
listen. They
2030.
will adjust the agenda. Now there's 2030. They'll make it 2040 if they want to, or 2050, but it's still the same plan.
Yeah,
You see what I'm
they
saying? Like
don't
it's
veer
not
from the
that.
plan.
That's not really the point. Let's get it done
That's
by
crazy
2020.
because
Well, we
what they're
didn't make
doing
it by
to us,
2020. Let's do it by 2030.
right? And they've
It's still the
slowly
same
come
plan.
to take control over everything, like
But that
everything.
was all. But that's the
That was
plan.
always
So
the
that was been
plan.
the
I know
plan. Yeah,
what
one
they're
world
doing to us now was done in the Soviet Union way back before the Cold War. You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't know what you mean by
well,
what
there's
they're
people
doing
that
to us
talk about the
now.
control systems and moving people into these small, like stack 'em, pack 'em, live where you work spaces where you don't drive, you're not driving, your food is kind of, pre-planned
They
and
were doing that in the Soviet Union.
and it
They
was,
were
I mean, it
trying
was
to
under
get people to stay in
communism.
their
It was under
houses.
communism.
I'm still not clear.
Okay, well, let me gather more information for you if you're gonna want to read and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was under communism, so if that helps at all, like it's like, the government completely controls the allocation of money and food and everything because we
Well,
all
yeah, I
share
mean, I
or whatever.
understand the
Yeah,
communist system,
yeah.
you know.
And the conference that I saw her speaking at, the woman that I'm talking about, she is describing everything that we're going through right now. And this was like
Like
10
I
years
said, they
ago.
just needed the technology to catch up to us. That's all. But this was
Right.
always the plan. This was the plan, in 1950. It's the same plan, same filtered information. I think that's what people really need to understand that it's the same plan. These people or whatever they are do not think in terms of lifetimes. They think in terms of it's like they don't think in terms of cities and states. They think in terms of the entire planet and the
Yeah.
world. And they're moving people around like like pieces on a chessboard right now. Let's put Israel over here and let's
Right. And
move
they
the
don't give a
Palestinians over to here and let's
right.
do this and let's bring some Muslims into Europe. I mean, they're not thinking on the same
I
scale
don't
that we
think so.
are. And they think long term. Their plans take hundreds of years to come to fruition sometimes.
Because they
And
know they're coming back
we're
and
not conditioned
they
for
don't
that.
care. They don't care how long it takes. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. That's not really the point. The point is to achieve the goal.
That's crazy. I wish us that kind of stamina, that kind
What?
of vision. I said, I wish us that kind of vision and stamina, us
Well, I
humanity.
I have it. You know,
Yeah, I care about time, but I guess I shouldn't because it is but a thing. It's just an illusion that we have to pay very close attention to. But it is an illusion, they say.
time?
Time.
I don't know. You lost me. Where do we get to how do we get to time?
Because I said I care about time because you said they don't care about time, like they have long plan, like it doesn't matter how long it takes. Like it
Oh,
takes,
okay.
yeah. And I was
Yeah.
saying I wish, and you said you have that same kind of stamina. And I said I care about time. And then
Yeah. They're
I
very
quoted
much goal
somebody,
oriented.
huh?
very much goal oriented. And Americans used to be that way. They called it planting a tree that you'll know you'll never benefit from the shade of, or something like that, or
Mhm.
watering a tree that you'll never, yeah, that's what you do for your kids. You plant
Yeah, your
trees.
descendants. Hmm.
Yeah. And you know you're never gonna sit under that tree and and enjoy it, but it's not for you, it's for the future.
Yeah, I think that they know that they will sit under that tree. Think they know how to come
They're
back in
not.
whenever they
They're not
want.
gonna sit
I
under
think
that
so.
tree.
I think so.
What are you
That's why
talking
they
about?
did the books.
You're not paying attention. They got regular lifespans too. They don't care. George Bush Sr. is
You're
dead.
not paying attention. And
George Bush Sr. Oh, okay.
maybe.
All right. All right. Yeah, he could be a lizard and now he's
I mean,
inhabiting
not
it.
just that,
Yeah.
but like you see the transference of
But my point is
uploading their
they're not
consciousness.
worried about doing it in their lifetime. They're not worried about that. None of them
I
are.
know. And I would argue that
They're
it's for a reason, that they have a way, because I'm telling you, it's in the books.
because I think the powers that control everything live longer than we do, personally, but I don't
I
know
think they
anything.
just come back in other forms.
I
And
don't they don't gotta come
they read
back.
that. Have you read this book called
Maybe someone will come back. They don't gotta come back. You don't even know they're there.
The Reason Why? What do you mean?
You
I'm
don't
saying
even
the
know
people,
they're there. You have no idea about these things. You don't know if they're things or people or anything.
why
You don't
I'm
know about
just
them.
telling you my
You don't know
beliefs,
if it's I know,
my
but
beliefs.
mm,
I believe.
the whatever's in charge, if it's not AI, doesn't have a regular lifespan like we do. That's why it thinks in terms of, humanity and what it wants to shape humanity into and how it wants to put the entire world in one world government. That doesn't happen over the course of a lifetime. And the
Mhm.
people that are supporting and helping this plan, they know they're never going to see the fruition of it. They know that they're not going to ever see the end of it, but they still do it.
I think our beliefs are similar, except for I just believe that their physical body, the one that their physical body does leave, and that they come back in a different form, unless they're like, you know, I don't know, just really stuck to this realm. But I think like Queen Elizabeth, people were saying like that her consciousness was transferred into something or someone after her death, and it would make sense. And there's these books, the
Yeah,
books
people
that
say
like
all kinds of shit.
I know, I'm
Okay,
just saying
so
what
like, you know
resonates,
what?
what resonates.
Next time we talk, because I was going to bring this up with you, because next
Hmm.
time we do this, I think it's my turn to talk, and we're going to talk about Tupac. And
Hmm.
one of the things that I wanted to sort of explain is like a lot of people on the outside have ideas about him and about how he was and this, that, and the other. But you were closer than a lot of people to him, and you have an entirely different take on it, right?
Hmm.
Point being that we speculate a lot about what other people are doing, but we don't really know. We
I
don't
don't
really.
think
My
that it's
granddad was an actor. I don't know if I ever told you this. He was in
an
Rocky
actor.
3. Yeah, he was
Oh,
in
okay.
Roots, so he was, and I knew him.
It's
He was
in
my,
Roots.
yeah, he's,
Interesting. Mhm.
yeah, he lost to Chicken George anyway. But
I
the
haven't
point
seen
that I'm trying to, in the old one, I mean, the real, not the real, okay, none of it's real. Okay,
none of
first
it's
off,
real.
Roots is fake. The story was
Joking.
plagiarized. So that's the first thing. Let's get that out of the way. So I'm talking about the original television adaptation my granddad was in. And he lost a fight to Chicken George. But that's not really the point. Point is, um, I met people. I was on sets sometimes. He would guest star on show 227 with Marla
Hmm.
Gibbs, right?
Hmm.
So I met Regina King, but she was like a little fine ass 13, 14-year old, you know what I'm saying? So um the point I'm trying to make is we might hear stories that, Marla Gibbs, how does she get to be on two great hit TV shows? She must have made a deal with the devil. But I mean, I didn't know her, but I met the lady. I went to her club in
Yeah.
LA. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm. That's how I feel about all the music videos. But I do look back at them in hindsight and I think about certain things that I didn't see at the time, But all those people on set, none of them were in on it. Not even the
yes.
executive producer, which was myself a lot of the time, or the producers. Nobody was in on it, but there are higher
But
ups.
my point is, so when you talk about the queen and you say, there's soul transfers and shit like that, like we are literally just solely speculating on
Totally
some shit that we
speculating.
got no idea about. So we can't take that for anything.
Right. The reason why, though, I speculate is because it resonates with me somehow, somewhere, and
Yeah,
part of
it's
that
fun
does
to have
come
the
from the
spooky
book.
stories. Campfire stories are there for we love being spooked.
Yeah, but those, I mean, like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, werewolves scare the hell out of me. A lot of stuff don't, and so it makes me think like more about werewolves than I don't know, goblins, whatever, because and I think there's something to that. We have chimeras, we have all these like weird chupacabra stories and stuff like that. So I gravitate towards those ones because it resonates with me for some reason. And I don't believe it's for no reason, It's I don't know what the reason is, but it's some reason. And so that's
Okay.
when I speculate. I'm speculating on something that is somewhere
Yeah,
in
I mean,
me.
I
There's
hear
a
you,
small
but I
belief.
just, when we start talking about, like I've heard stories of Queen Elizabeth shape-shifting, but they're just stories. I just, what I'm
Right, right.
saying? I just, they're just stories.
What's a trip about that too, and it has to do with this realm, whatever, because there's so many poisons in our atmosphere. And so, Anya Epstein, who's supposed to be Epstein's niece, her and Nathan Reynolds have a very similar story in this reality. However, she believes that that the shape shifting and all that stuff are caused by drug hallucinations because they were feeding these kids so many drugs. Whereas Nathan Reynolds believes with his whole heart that he's down in the tunnels fighting demons for as a soldier of God.
Wow. There's a lot happening that we don't know about.
Right.
What was tripping me, the dude with the glasses, did he say what kind of glasses they were?
I was reading the comments. He has other videos that I'm not familiar with, but I was reading the comments and he said that they were, what he does is he puts like a red film and then another, it's a physical, they're physical glasses. They're not digital,
Right.
if that's your question. Yeah. So, and he
Well, I mean,
created,
have you heard of diacetyl?
I
I
don't
think
know.
that's the name of it. Well,
I have,
somebody made glasses with that you could see other things with, and
I know about that.
and it was outlawed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure
hold
it
on. Let me
was.
see. Let me see
Why
if
would
I
they
can.
want us to see other things? That would also break the matrix.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So there's this book while you find that there's this book called I might misquote it but the title but it's called I believe the first seven lives of Harry something, and so Harry kept getting reincarnated, but he remembered his being here before, and nobody else, like everybody else, didn't. Like their memories were wiped when they came back in, and he had to ultimately find a group of people that would meet, but they left their messages in books and in stone, and they came up with a place to meet because there was like a handful of people also that remembered, and so he was able to really control his reality after he met with the people and they learned all these things and how to actually make the most of each lifetime that they came in. It's a pretty interesting book, but so that's kind of what I'm talking about, that knowing your former existence and being able to manipulate the world you're coming back into, to be clear,
Hmm.
if that makes sense. I know you're not so much on the multitasking, the
Yeah,
listening and finding.
sorry.
No, it feels great. I love to not being listened to.
It,
Somebody hears me.
it was hard, but this is what's called
Oh,
dicyanin. And why is it illegal in the US? I haven't seen this video I'm about to show you, but hopefully it goes
wow.
by with the,
I
yeah,
just read what it
interdimensional
said.
goggles, right? Okay, so check it out.
It's like they live.
The effect was this. A gunner in a helicopter would have no problem using these goggles, and only everything is showing up as a sort of a faint reddish image, and it was true night vision the way we have it now, and even a greater depth because you could also flip it and get an extra layer that was sort of yellowish that would be heat signatures as well, and they don't have those combined anymore in these goggles. Anyway, the goggles that were presented to the gunners, and my father tells the story of the very first time they're out with them, and they're flying along, and he's in the front of the helicopter with the pilot, and all of a sudden, in a very peaceful area, not anything going on at all, the gunner in his on the starboard side of his helicopter starts firing wildly, at their height, not at anything on the ground, but in an area that he was shooting at and basically causing other helicopters in their little flotilla to have to react. And my father goes on back to the gunner, basically demanding, "What the hell, dude? What are you shooting at?" And the kid is just sweating profusely, and his eyes are just dilated beyond belief. And my dad thought he was dealing with another heroin addict, but this was before it had gotten really bad in Vietnam, and the kid was not exhibiting those kind of symptoms. He was reacting to what he had seen, and he's describing to my father that he was shooting at these basically flying demons that were flying alongside the helicopter.
Interdimensional goggles.
And
Part
he knew
2.
they were coming to get him because they were gesturing at him and they could see him. And so he reacted and he started shooting his Bren gun, big 50 caliber slugs at these things, right? And they were flying along right next to the helicopter, so he's firing out directly from the helicopter, and there are other helicopters in the vicinity, so it caused all kinds of problems. And this goes on repeatedly, week after week after week. Every time they try and use these night vision goggles, at some point they encounter monsters, true monsters. Now, officers had been told not to wear these. Okay, the pilots were told not to wear them. But my dad put them on to see what the hell was going on, and to hear him describe it, it was like being in the worst kind of a demonic gothic hell. That you'd look out at the tops of trees and you'd see these creatures with big wings and claws and everything come flying off the tops of the trees. But you take the goggles off and there's not even a disturbance in the fog above the canopy of the trees, right?
They're perceiving into an aspect of consciousness.
Correct.
Another dimension.
And it was tied to the red image. As soon as they went to green, all of this kind of stuff disappeared.
Of course. And we don't have time.
Yeah, I know.
Me studying Pythagoreanism and vibrations, we could speak a lot about this, but let's not even go there.
Interdimensional goggles.
Are these
Part
connected
3.
to the modern night vision goggles people used to see UFOs?
Correct.
Third generation or whatever they're called. Is it the same technology?
It's the same technology. It's just that the translation is done through a different phase alignment, and we're not seeing everything that the goggles could show you.
And they don't connect it to heat signatures either, right? Organic.
They don't do that, and then they also don't do it with a red display. Now, the red aspect of it is interesting because the green display comes from electrons, not photons, okay? And it comes from an electron transmission. Presumably, they were still doing electron transmission. They were just turning it into a red filter.
That keeps it more material.
Exactly. And at this stage, though, in Vietnam, when they introduced them, it was brief. It lasted, the whole project lasted about 60 days, and then it was all canceled. And the people
Of course, it was so impractical.
Correct. I mean, your flotilla is shooting at each other, right?
Suddenly they had a new enemy.
Right,
Don't let them know.
When the bullets didn't bother, right?
Please say you inherited one of these goggles from your father.
No.
Damn.
No. That kind of stuff never happened. My dad was at a level of the military where we had to be very concerned because he used to do CID, internal criminal kind of investigations, right?
Yeah.
And so his clearances and stuff were always checked. So he was a by the book kind of a fellow insofar as the military was concerned at that level.
Interdimensional goggles. Part 4.
Because I was ready to book a flight to Northwest America now. I'll just cancel.
Well, apparently we would not want to do this anyway because my father said that the single exposure, and in terms of him describing it,
made you mad.
The single exposure to the goggles that he would put on that one time had an unsettling effect on him for several weeks afterwards.
Right.
And the people that wore the red goggles, the gunners and these kind of people, were unstable at best for months. Many of them were cycled right out of the war as a result of this experience.
Yep, that so fits with the whole Vietnam War anyway. And you couldn't tell the difference. Everybody went crazy over there.
Right. But here, these guys had a real reason for doing it because of the images coming in and the radiation, probably.
But I mean, imagine the energies letting loose in Vietnam at the time. No wonder that was attracting those kind of manifestations.
You're right. Now, maybe the manifestations are there continuously, always around us, but they just don't disturb us.
It's just a strata of reality, right?
Right, because we don't see them, right. And see, so here's the thing. Indeed, if we're looking at automated kinds of systems and so on, there's nothing to say that, we use projectile weapons, but that's not the only way to think of fighting wars and doing protective systems and so on.
So many thoughts.
See? Now that reminds me of when we were talking about Lyme disease. There's a different way of conducting warfare, or spraying the skies.
Different
ways of
we don't know how those demon beings
on the
affect us. The thing is, what he was saying about how they had to almost be discharged from the army and stuff after that, after
some
seeing.
Of them did, he said. Yeah, some of them got cycled right out.
What'd you say?
I said some of them did. He said some of them got cycled right out.
And the reason why I believe is because the things that they're seeing, they're not spiritually or psychically ready to see him. It's a forced vision. Like they're being given this view before they're ready, like from a spiritual
Mm.
standpoint. And so it makes them crazy. Like if you were ready to battle demons, like you would be okay with
How do
it.
you
I
get
don't
ready to
know.
battle
Dude freaked
demons?
out. Huh?
How do you get ready to battle demons?
I don't know. Nathan Reynolds feels like he's a soldier for God. He goes and he's fighting demons all the time.
Fighting the red glasses demons?
Well, he sees them without the glasses, which I was going to also say.
He sees demons like that without
Oh
glasses?
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He describes the dragon and where he is in the tunnels and who the Satan came and pulled him out of a near death situation. Yeah, his stories are wild and he is very articulate and he's very knowledgeable of scripture and what we call reality. So it's interesting to listen to him. I'm surprised
So
you
what are we
haven't.
talking about here?
So
What
we're
is
talking
the
about,
no,
well,
no, I'm
wait,
just saying like
okay.
as a whole, like what's the name of this show? What are we talking about?
Uh, Simulated shit. What is real? What is reality? What is the nature of reality? What are we doing? What are we talking about? I don't know. It's all just a conversation based on key pieces of information that sparked our discernment, I guess. So that's a long title. I'm not sure. Wait, let me say this before I
I'm
forget
just
though.
not
So
sure how to stay on the subject, 'cause I don't exactly know what we're talking about anymore.
the Matrix, the
Yeah, you said you
Matrix.
were going to break the Matrix.
I
I
mean,
think
that
the
broke
Matrix, as far as that goes,
that started the
hmm,
guy and the black haired
I
girl
think as
came
far as
in
that
and
goes, the Matrix has been broke. I mean, so you're saying they broke the Matrix and they weren't ready to. They took the red pill and they shouldn't have, the pilots.
oh, the glasses people, exactly. They didn't ask for that. They weren't even curious, probably. They just were going to war. That's
Would you do
wild.
it?
And it
Would
reminded
you wear
me of,
them?
huh? Would I?
Would
Yeah, I would.
you
I'm
you
ready.
put them on? You
Mhm.
think you're ready?
I do, but then again, I think if I was actually ready, I would probably see it without the glasses.
Yeah, I don't know if I would put them on or not. I think that I would want to not feel that I'm ready. I would want to know that I'm ready in the same way that some people feel they can sing
Right. And their
and they
mom
want
said
it
they
real
could, so
bad. Right.
but come on,
I
you can
wouldn't
make it
want to
so.
be like that in the midst of a
Right.
battle. So I don't think that I would, yeah, I think I'd need some definite training before I was actually ready, you know.
There's some experiencers, and one in particular that I'm thinking of, when I say experiencers, people who see the aliens or demons or whatever we're calling them, and they say that, well, she says, the one I'm thinking of, she says that all you have to do is ask and just say, I'm ready to see them. She said, but you have to be prepared for what you're going to see. She was like, the reptilians that you guys are thinking of, she was like, they look like crocodiles. Like they are huge and they're upright and just she just is describing stuff. She's like, you have to be ready if you're not because you can't unsee it once you ask and once you accept that. And I was like, but then what's crazy is that the guy we were just listening to that you played on that video, he mentioned heroin, and I was like, oh shit, we're back to the drugs thing. Like the drug hallucinations. Who knows what the army was giving these fools? It made me think of Jacob's Ladder, which was a movie about the Vietnam War. Did you see it? Crazy shape shifting and stuff like that. And spoiler alert, in the end, it turned out that he was dying. He had been
But
killed.
also, they've known about those glasses since the Vietnam War.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying? When I say that the government or these black programs or whatever are like we are at least 50 years behind them, at least maybe 100 years behind what they know, what they're experimenting with, what they're messing with. You know, it's hard to wrap your mind around it really. I mean, we talked about the supposed fake alien invasion. And
Mhm.
you were talking about, people hearing things, and I was like, yeah, but they got voice to skull technology, so you don't even know if that shit is real.
Do you feel like you would be like if they put that on you that you would be like, what do you think that you do you think first of all, I often think like I wouldn't be
Well,
affected by that. Like there's no way that I would be,
apparently, you can't tell the difference between that and what you're doing.
but I don't hear
For some
like I don't
reason,
hear voices in my head. Like I've just
not. I don't know. See, I don't know. I've never experienced it, so I have no idea.
One of the comments on that video said, the one that I played with the guy with the glasses, said, I'm schizophrenic. This is my everyday reality. And it's a trip because I think about people like that and also people that see me like mediums who say they see dead people. And I wonder, based on the video you just showed, if they've ever tested their eyes to see if there's something different. Like maybe they have like the red, like maybe their eyes are different.
I heard somebody tell me that these manifestations are really manifestations of yourself that you're seeing, that you're projecting outward.
It could be
So,
all that. It could
yeah,
be.
it could be a lot of that's again, it's like hard to say about anything, but and there's this movie that came out where people took DMT and looked at a laser and
Mhm.
could see the code behind everything in our reality.
And they
So
never met
I
each other or
think
anything like a lot of these people. And
no, well,
also,
no, well, they met each other. It's a documentary because when he figured out he could do
oh,
it, he wanted to figure out if it was repeatable.
oh, because there's other people that there's
And so
that
he
it's
began
not
to
the it's
repeat
not the
this process with his
yeah.
friends and everything and started to build a case for it. But
I don't know. That's kind of assisted. And then I didn't see that one. I thought it was like the other one where all these people see the same entities over and over again when they take DMT, the same ones. And these are people that hadn't met each
well, yeah,
other.
that's a different what I'm talking. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Hmm.
Basically, there's some lore that people have taken a certain drug. I'm not sure which one it is, and every time they take this drug, they all go to the same place and talk to the same person. But I think that might have been ayahuasca. I'm not sure if it was DMT or not.
Yeah. You
What I'm
made me
talking
just
about
think of
is very
something else because
specifically DMT is with DMT and lasers, and
mm,
they would take the DMT and peer at reality through
they could
lasers,
see
and
the
they could
code
see the code running behind it.
behind the screen. It was like a screen. I
My
know.
point being is that there are cracks all over in the matrix.
Yeah.
There's cracks everywhere.
When I first saw the phenomenon, I was like, holy shit!
But then it was actually like, whoa, what is happening?
Am I losing my mind? But then I showed other people, and things kept getting weirder.
Just for the record, I haven't told him anything. Okay, just tell me what you see.
Oh my god, come on.
Wow, what the fuck? Holy shit. I just saw something. Yeah. What the fuck?
Oh, I see that. I feel it.
I've been under the influence of mind-altering substances a lot, but I've never seen anything like that. Whoa.
I showed over 100 people, and I kept asking myself, how are all of us seeing the same thing?
Oh my god. It changing shapes right there.
The laser was revealing numbers and letters running in a pattern.
They're almost like this big here, and it looks like code.
It looked like
that was a thick laser.
That's why I told you.
Something, and I just want to take a picture of it and translate it.
Wow.
You see that?
Okay, so yeah, it's not stuck.
No.
It's not because of the light.
No, it's on its own side. Light is just literally revealing it.
And each angle shows you different layers, different ways through it.
I could see through the wall. It's not like a hallucination. It has spatial awareness and permanence. I don't know. Whoa.
I was gonna ask if you wanted to do an episode on this, but have you listened to any of the telepathy tapes? I know you don't have that much time, but are you aware of the telepathy tapes and have you listened
Aware
to?
of that, how it sounds, but I couldn't tell you if I've listened to them or not. I don't. You got to tell me what's on them or what it's
They're
about.
really, I mean, they're fairly new. Like there's only one season, and the woman that started it, she started it because there's these non-speaking autistic kids who people believe they're just basically like lumps that don't have any physical or spiritual or what is it called, intellectual value to anything, and they started learning how to communicate with them through tapping, which is a machine that they use they want banned. They don't want anybody that the autistic kids shouldn't use it. They should just be what we say that they're going to be. Like I think Tavistock has a whole autistic kid study that spirals out to elsewhere. Anyway, you just reminded me of one thing. So when they started communicating with these kids, not only could they speak different languages, Hebrew, ancient Sumerian dialect, like all these things, but they would all from all around the world said that they were meeting on this hill at night.
Oh yeah, I do remember that part. I
Yeah,
remember
you
that
just
part. Yeah.
that's what you made me think of when you said that. And that's a whole other thing. So they all speak of love and entities and, you know, just amazing things. I don't want to misquote it because it's a really great project. So we can talk about it sometime if you want, but I think it all ties in. It's everything. And then, you know, Lauren Hill told us that everything is everything.
Yeah. I don't know what you
And
mean by all ties in.
oh, well, it ties in because they are what we're locked into this kind of physical reality where we're regarding each other and we're talking about it and discussing stuff where they are just they don't they're not confined by their shell. They're out like spiritually seeing what else is going on and they're meeting and talking about these things and it all ties in. Like it just does. It ties in because
I don't know what that means, ties
I know,
in.
let me try to articulate it. Hold on.
I think what you're saying is that there are similarly these there's certain themes that seem to be repeating. I think that might
Yes,
be what you're trying to
definitely.
say.
Definitely.
And the
And
theme being that there's this other world, this matrix that we only see part of. I think that's what you're trying to say.
and these kids are highly psychic and can be weaponized by the government, I believe. Think
Was that
about
right?
Firestarter. Huh?
Was that right? Was that what you're trying to
You
say?
are. You're very close. You're very close. It just goes on from there, though. Yeah. Like my mind races when I think of these things because it
I
starts
can
connecting
tell
very, like there's all these
because you keep
connecting
like your
things.
brain is on five different things, like and this and them and then this and
Well, it's not five different things. It's all the same thing. Don't do that
no,
because
no,
you're
but
not
like
catching
five
up.
different things to explain your point is what I mean. Like
Right. And I appreciate
and this
that. I
here
do
too. Like
appreciate that. I just, I'm having a hard time because it is moving fast. But
mhm.
okay, so we can tie this in or not. I'm just gonna say so that it's clear. Do you remember the film Firestarter, like the premise of
Yeah,
it?
Drew Barrymore,
Okay. And so you remember the
right?
government,
Drew
yeah,
Barrymore. She's a little
yeah,
kid.
Drew
The
Barrymore,
Stephen King
exactly.
book.
The Stephen King. There we
Yeah.
go. Ties together. I'm telling you, Stephen King, he gets these messages from somewhere in his dreams. But so the government gave the parents drugs to see if they could awaken something psychically within them, I believe for weaponization purposes. And the father ends up getting psychic abilities. The daughter that they have is able to start fires with her brain. So the autistic children, you notice over the past like 10 years or so, autism has spiked. Like there's so many more autistic children than there ever was in days when we were kids and stuff like that. Like I think it's literally 1 in 30 is the statistic now, which is bananas, you know? And so the Tavistock Institute, who I believe is a arm of they, knows these things, and because they have this autistic study, like where they take these autistic kids and they basically study them or teach them or contain them in some way, and I believe that that's what they're trying to do is harness their abilities to also to maybe see into worlds that they or control worlds that they don't have access to because they're not as baseline spiritual as these children of God. That's what I wanted to say. And maybe it ties
It could be.
in.
I mean, I don't know. Could be.
I don't either. The government maybe didn't test us, but
I
the
don't
GATE
know.
program
That would
is
be
what
weird to find out that first the vaccines did cause autism and we
exactly
thought
that.
autism was bad, but really what it does is opens up a different, you know what I'm saying? That all that would be weird to find out.
And that's very possible. Very, very possible. They're trying to form an army for that they can control on the other side.
Hmm.
Hmm. I just, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if
Were you in the GATE program?
oh yeah, we could talk about that
I
too.
mean, that's part of it. All ties into me.
Yeah.
I believe it ties in.
You
Hmm.
believe that there is a recurring theme.
Absolutely.
Ties into me that it sort of implies that they kind of validate each other.
Right. Right. Like we
And I'm
might
not
not
sure
all meet
that,
on the same hill,
yeah,
but
right, right. I'm not sure if
there is a
they
hill.
necessarily tie in, but there's definitely, and again, is that a recurring theme of humanity? Is that something that's just inherent in humanity, that theme of,
Right. Is it over and over again? Is that why we have Bibles and such like stories or like
well, no,
people
what I mean is, so
prophecies?
you've heard of like epic hero's journey as far as writing goes. The hero is, but I
I
forget
wish.
how it goes. Like he's alone and he goes on a quest and he meets a
Yes,
mentor.
yes. It's almost like
Right. It's like
the
that sort of story structure is sort of in our DNA, and maybe this one is too.
right. But I don't see it in everybody. I know that. Like, you know how like you look at your
It could be in
parents or like,
everybody, but
but like even people close, like very close to you, and you don't see that same journey. But maybe internally or something, I don't know,
because
a different
everybody's where
journey.
they at.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess, like
All right,
Lauren
man.
Hill said, everything is everything. It's true.
All right. Well, I'll reserve belief, but I do recognize patterns and the similar themes and things of that nature. So, you know, when I find a way to crack the matrix and kind of hold it open so you could peek in, I'll let you know.
I would appreciate that.
All right.
Um, they're trying to stop us. Sing a song.
Sing a song?
Yeah, just while my
Maybe
computer's
we
trying to
can
sing.
do it. Take your time, do it right.
We
People will
can
tell you
do
that
it,
black people can't.
baby.
I don't think there's been a time in life where black people has been.
That's not it. It's not about black people. Well, it's about all people. Okay. It's going to be a blurry recording because it's from the 70s and that's before we had digital display. Where are
Oh
you?
shit, you went back to Ready for the World on me.
Ready for the World is the ish. I
I
love
mean,
Ready for the
you
World.
went ahead
I
and
know
went
all
back.
the songs. It never really mattered too much to me. Ready? Let's go.
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm ready.
This is just so funny to me for some reason. Worst interviewer ever, I'll say.
You're abandoned at birth, you're a person of color in America, you're a queer person in a Mormon community. Are there any other struggles you faced in life?
Did you even see?
What?
Did you even?
Was that real?
Look.
You're abandoned at birth, you're a person of color in America, you're a queer person in a Mormon community. Are there any other struggles you faced in life?
That's crazy.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy. But I don't know if that's real or not.
I don't know, but if it is, that's hilarious. And
Because
she's
it's a
the worst
cut.
interviewer ever in the history of interviewers.
Because she's looking at him like
I don't have the arms or the legs, so that was rough.
Yeah, that's just weird.
That's crazy to me. It's funny. Still, it's funny because it's the worst interviewer. You were abandoned at birth. You're a queer person in a fucking Mormon community.
Like, I don't know how she figured out that she was queer.
It's just a feeling. I don't even know what queer is. I know gay, straight, bi. I'm really confused on queer.
On all the other ones, really. You know what I'm saying? All the
I'm not
other ones.
confused about that. I understand what they, they like,
I didn't study.
I don't
I got a
understand
sheet off
queer.
of your
Queer
paper.
seems like a cop out. Queer just seems like I want to be weird and do whatever the fuck I want to do.
I'm up to cheat off of your paper because I did not study for the test.
Well, it changes, Queer used to be an insult.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be like you're bad. It used to be like fag. And then fag used to be for cigarettes. You got a fag?
No, that's England.
Well,
Yeah.
we're global.
But it's like nigger used to be bad. Now it's half bad and half
Well, the
explosive.
R is bad. Only the R is bad. Nigga, please. Nigga, you
All
know
right.
me. All right. So
I'll
have
see
a
you
good one.
Monday. Yeah, for sure.
Peace.